And they're off for the 2016 Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase, and Undersow is away aggressively on the inside of Special Tiara as they go over the first fence. Special Tiara, the leader, and Sizing Granite makes a very bad mistake, which puts him right on the back foot very early, and he already trails the leaders now by 10 lengths. Special Tiara taking no prisoners at a hectic early scamper, with Felix Younger making a mistake at fence number 2 as they link up now with the main track, and it is Special Tiara and Noel Feely out in front. To in second is Undersow, and then in third on the outside, Just Cameron racing alongside Sprinter Sacre. The reigning champion, Dodging Bullets, is on the inside, and almost down there at fence number 3 was Special Tiara, who slightly over jumped. A short run now towards the fourth. Special Tiara gave that one plenty of air. Undersow was over in second, and back in third is Sprinter Sacre. On the inside, Dodging Bullets is in fourth, Just Cameron is in fifth. Summersby, racing at his 8th Cheltenham Festival, is next, followed by God's Own. Then a previous champion, Sire de Grugy, on the inside. Felix Younger detached by 6 lengths as they go over the uphill fence, and having blundered badly at the first fence, Sizing Granite is almost tailed off at the back of the field. He's now 25 lengths off this leader, and that is Special Tiara. Special Tiara takes them now down towards fence number 6 with a clear lead of 2.5 lengths. Now Undersow jumps well into second. Sprinter Sacre was over in third. Dodging Bullets on the inside. Summersby taken quite wide. Pulling up at the back of the field is Sizing Granite. They go down towards the water jump. Undersow on the outside of Special Tiara, the first 2, followed by Summersby out wide with Sprinter Sacre. Then Just Cameron and Dodging Bullets on the inside. Then the light blue of God's Own and Sire de Grugy as they go over the first of the 2 open ditches. Sprinter Sacre just had to reach for that, and just pushed away from the fence was Dodging Bullets. So now they make the climb on now towards fence number 9, and it was Special Tiara who led Undersow in second. Dodging Bullets once again not quite as fluent as some, and now Just Cameron is being ridden along as they now go over the top of the hill, and they have another 4 fences to take in the Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase, and it is Special Tiara and Undersow the first 2. A great leap in third by Sprinter Sacre. Back in fourth was Summersby as they now make the run across the top end of the track. Felix Younger has been pulled up, so now only 8 remain, and now on the outside Ruby Walsh has now allowed Undersow to take the lead. On the inside, Special Tiara now drops back a length. Break now of 2.5 lengths to the pushed along Sprinter Sacre, Summersby, God's Own, Dodging Bullets, and then Just Cameron, and Sire de Grugy now has some 12 lengths to find as Undersow crosses over the third from home. A slight mistake by Sprinter Sacre, but he has now improved into second on the inside of Special Tiara. A break of 3 lengths back to God's Own as they race into the dip. They have 2 fences to take in the 2016 Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase, and the old champion, the 2013 champion, Sprinter Sacre, has sprung into the lead. A slight stumble on the final turn. Here's the second from home. Sprinter Sacre clears away by 3. Undersow on the inside, followed by Special Tiara and God's Own. Sprinter Sacre is over the final fence and clear. Undersow is in second. Back in third, Special Tiara, followed then by God's Own. But it is Sprinter Sacre. They say they never come back. This is one of the great comebacks in the history of the Cheltenham Festival, as Sprinter Sacre is the champion again. Sprinter Sacre wins, tight for second between Undersow and Special Tiara.
The thing that we dreamed of at the start of this season and at the start of this week, the impossible has happened. Sprinter Sacre has just regained the champion chase after all the problems he's had. There are almost no words, Nicky, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to press you to describe how this feels.
They might be a bit short. No, I mean, we've had those horrible 2 years. We had first of all, we had 2 wonderful years when he was unbeatable, and then 2 horrible years. But everybody's been great. You know, we never put under any great pressure. There could have been awful baying for retirement and what are you doing, and no, never. You know, Caroline Moll's been absolutely wonderful, and we sadly miss Raymond, who should be with us today, but he's not. And Caroline and he, you know, said, listen, if you're happy, we go on. And he just came back in this year looking from Juliet and David Minton. They had him up for the summer. He looked great. The vibes were good. when we came here in November, and that was very special. I mean, we were only halfway there at the time, but again, the sort of reception and appreciation he got that day sort of egged you on to press on. Kempton wasn't. He won, yeah. I don't say it was pretty that day, but it happened, and there was no chance. We didn't want to run again. We didn't need to, and didn't even have a racecourse gallop, actually. It's just talent, isn't it? And I mean, if you're that good, and I know we've said all along he isn't as good as he was, but he had to be quite near it today to be doing that, to be fair, didn't he?
He's getting there, isn't he? The way he brushed Underso aside, could you ever imagine he'd have done that so easily?
I thought for a moment, just coming off the top of the hill, that Ruby was going very, very strong. And as Nick and I discussed it this morning, and again, like I said the first time, if he takes you there, let him take you. Don't disappoint him. But he said he didn't want to be waiting till on the uphill bit. He thought that would be harder. But once he sort of got out between the two, he grabbed the bit, and he was going to take a bit of pegging back once we got to him.
And how about, you've touched on it, how about the reception that he got here? I've heard many receptions. I don't think there's anything to match that. Well,
as we said, November was special, but this was something else. I think, we probably knew that if it did happen, it was going to be sort of it might be popular anyway. He's a horse that, he's got that sort of swagger and look about him, and there's something about a sort of a dethroned person, king, coming back and regaining a crown, and it's tough to do because age creeps up with all of us.
I think everyone admired him. I mean, he was an amazing athlete when he was at the very top of his game, but I think everybody started rooting for him when he started to come back. Because he's shown a bit of vulnerability, now everybody's on his side.
Yeah, in the early days, I mean, he was just unbeatable. It was a bit like Willie Mullins. I mean, we can't beat the brutes, can we? But and nobody was going to beat him in those days. And yeah, he's come back and he's 3 out of 3 this year, but he's got his crown back and he deserves it.
How proud are you of your team and how they've managed to bring this horse back, this great champion?
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, everybody, as I say, from the moment he came in, but Corky's here today, and all the team at home. Some are not here and some are at home, but Sawa looks after him. He's had bits taken out of his arm all winter. I've sort of rather joked that I pat him on the neck and he bites Sawa, and I'm happy because the horse is feeling that way. But it's a bit mean on Sawa to do it, but I'm not. We jest about it, to be fair. But no, I mean, everybody's done brilliantly, and we've held him together, and there's a lot of work behind the scenes when it wasn't going so well. But it's an awful lot easier when you know he is better, and he's been great. And Nico deserves a lot of credit here. I mean, he'd been riding him all those years when Barry was on him, and there was a bit of searching earlier on in the year, about who would ride him this year. And to be fair, Caroline and we've all said no, Nico is back on him now, and there's a bit of searching there in your hearts to say he was Barry's horse in the first place, but Nico had ridden him throughout all his work and schooling, and it was only fair that he could, he got on him, he'd won twice on him, he knows the horse backwards, he knew what he had to do. Yes, sure, there was pressure, but he's won a Gold Cup, so he's not that naive.
And of all your many great training achievements, Nicky, do you feel that this ranks as the biggest one, given the low that he was coming from to the high he is back at now? Do you think this is your greatest training achievement?
Well, it's probably given me the most pleasure, probably. I don't know, it'll sink in at some stage of the night, I don't know, tomorrow. We could go back to the good old days of See You Then. We were all young and youthful and sort of thinking it was good fun. This is, it's not a different game anymore, but this place is very special, and to come back and do that today, that's enormous.
The only way to end this interview, I think, is two ways. One is congratulations, obviously, and the other is thank you.
And this is just phenomenal, I'm lost for words. I thought I used every superlative last year, but this is I can't get over it. He's such a horse. He gave me all today.
It must be a privilege to ride a horse like this.
An absolute privilege. I've been a very lucky boy from the word go, the moment I entered Seven Barrows, that the governor let me ride, even sit on this horse, and now I'm allowed to take the reins just on the track. I'm purely a passenger on there. He's phenomenal. He knows what he's doing, and you just let him do it and try not to interfere too much.
Talk us through the race and how it panned out for you. Was it as you expected?
Sort of, I thought I might be challenging a bit earlier, to be honest, but Underso sort of kicked off the hill and then sort of took a breather going down the hill, and that's when Sprinter gets into gear. So maybe he wasn't taking a breather, maybe I was just getting into gear. And then he's gone to challenge him, and I saw, he's got so many gears when he gets upsize that he's just taken Underso out in a couple of strides, and then it was just amazing, yeah.
That bit that you've just described, that was the incredible thing. He just brushed him aside.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then he's done really well to hang on as well. He was definitely fading towards the line. But he showed a lot of guts today, and he had to show that battling tendency we saw at Kempton as well.
And this season, you started to dream, you started to believe that it could just happen with the way that he's threaded his runs together.
Exactly, it was really nice to build a sequence again, on the back of 2 really disappointing years. It's a very emotional day, and great for Mrs. Mould as well after the loss of Raymond, and for everyone involved, it's very, very emotional. There's not a dry eye in sight, I don't think.
There absolutely isn't. How about the reception you got? In a strong field, I have never heard a reception like that here at Cheltenham.
And it's incredible, particularly with the new building here. It's just the setting. It's like the Coliseum.
It is, and you've got a fighter here. What was it like for you to take over on a horse of this reputation that Barry Geraghty had achieved so much on, that Nicky Henderson cherished so much?
Very much so. I'm very aware that Barry's in the weighing room, but all credit to him. He's really helped me along, and he hasn't had a bad word to say to me. He's been very, very gracious and helped me out an awful lot. So I owe Barry an awful lot as well.
And once again, like you were after Coneygrove, you seem very grounded by what is just an incredible story.
I'm in turmoil inside. I can't describe it. My heart's beating so fast.
Well, we are so grateful to you, Nico, for producing Sprinter Sacre to regain this crown. I think everybody is really grateful to you. Really well done.
Well, I don't think it's me. I think we're all grateful to the horse.